Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, but definitely hit the like button. I want you guys to know that I truly appreciate you guys, especially my subscribers. I really do. I appreciate your dedication, your encouraging words. That means so much to me. I want you guys to know that with the subscribers that I have, um I'm just, regardless of how many they are, I'm just truly grateful to have all of those ones that's truly dedicated. To those people who don't subscribe but they come over, you know I appreciate you too. You help the page also. um I do. I like to give props where it's due, because everybody helps when they come and they tune in. So I really appreciate that. It helps to get a message out, you know. Um, but as I said, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps the video to circulate right. If you would, I would appreciate it if you would share it on your social medias. That helps more people to know about my page, to come over and subscribe, because we have a lot of good content. We talk about the young Dolph's case, but we talk about other things also. We're getting into talking about other things right now. The young Dobbs case basically been the main topic, because a lot of people like to know a lot about the young Dobbs case, right? Or eyes are kind of fixated on what the ending is going to be, right? And we all just kind of watch it together as it plays out. But we definitely talk about other content also, and we're going to continuously talk about other content. um but I want you guys to know that I do appreciate you guys. So please share the video. Um, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you feel led to subscribe, I'll say that. But today I wanted to talk about. Oh, and I just want to say I'm happy to be back. I I went on vacation. It was a much needed vacation. I truly, truly, truly had a good time just being on the beach and meditating. It helped me to regroup and get my mind back together. Of course, you guys know I have a lot of stuff that go on outside of YouTube. YouTube to me was like, especially when I first started doing it, it was just a place of release. It was where I could communicate with people and kind of fellowship with people. It's supposed to be something that we can do that's cool, that's fun, that's mature. And that's how it started, and that's how it's going to end. That's how it's going to be. We're going to keep it like that, a place where we can come and talk about these cases and things of that nature and keep it mature. And thus far I do have a mature audience. Even when I have the trolls, they're not subscribers, and if they are, we block them, so they still ain't subscribers no more. They used to be subscribers, right? But it was much needed, and I needed that, my second wind, so that we can go in. Yeah, I could go on and on and on about that. Having deep conversation with my dad about some things. um we'll talk about that on another show, but I'm just gonna say this: it's a beautiful thing to have strong men in your life, in your life. That's a lie. In your life, right? My dad has always been a strong man, a pillar of the Memphis community, a constant blessing in my life, and it has helped to structure my life, as well. And having someone to remind you of who you are and whose you are, and not being his child, but even recognizing that even though he is my earthly father, I am a child of the Most High, and my dad is a fighter. And I think that's why I don't give up, even when I get tired, because I have kids, I have other stuff going on. I have real things that go on in my life that are extremely important too. And so sometimes when you get on this virtual world with spiritual vampires, you just have to regroup, you know, and then you have to saddle up again, and God gives you your second wind. And it's important to have praying people. And that vacation was very much needed because I had my mom around me. I had a lot of my family members around me, but my mother and I was in the room together, who was a praying warrior, who has always been able to pray any demon back to hell, right? And having her in the room with me where we could fellowship and call some things into existence and cancel some things out. And as soon as we landed back in Memphis, I was, it was like those blessings were just waiting for me, the manifestations of some things that, I had started, I had some things that I'm getting ready to do, um, some things that I'm getting ready to have to go through because of some unforeseen stuff, that I wouldn't have wanted. But thank God I am my daddy's child, and thank God I am my mother's child. Having parents that are instrumental in your life, having people that are instrumental in your life is extremely important, right? And I know I just went on and on, but I guess it's going to go into the straight drops situation because that's what I actually got on here to talk about. I guess I'm just feeling revitalized and happy, and I got my second win, and I'm ready to. We going in. That's how we do it. We go in, right? We can respect any and everybody. That's how we've always did it. We always did, but we going in, as far as with this content, with this commentating and being able to respect each other and put out some good stuff, right? But what I wanted to talk about is straight drop running for something. I did 7 minutes and talk about my vacation chat. I just enjoy being on the beach. I just did. I enjoy being on the beach meditating. But I wanted to talk about is straight drop running from something. Now, y'all know I worked for the police department for 18 years, right? And I worked for the police department for 18 years. I worked for MPD. I did Crime Stoppers. I did some of everything. I did traffic. I was a traffic officer, and then I, went and worked for the sheriff's office where I was an executive assistant for one of the chiefs, right? And so, um, with that being said, when I worked for the sheriff's office is a police department too, but they also man the jails. And when I saw Straight Drop um had gone to court, I did a live on, I kind of touched on it, but I didn't go in. I didn't get real deep with it, I didn't get real deep with it. I want to show you all. I don't think I was able to show this video. I don't think I did. If I did, we just gonna show it again. It ain't no problem, right?
Accused of killing Memphis rapper Young Dolph was back in court this morning. Justin Johnson faced a judge to request a transfer to a different jail facility. This all comes as we also learned that a Tipton County grand jury indicted a man in another murder who has connection to the car that was used in Young Dolph's murder. Fox 15's Jeremy Pierre breaks down this connection.
Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, went to court Tuesday to try to move to another jail facility in Shelby County. But when he found out what life would be like if he moved, he told the judge he didn't want to move. His attorney said Johnson thought he would get more freedom in a different facility.
I think the jail is pretty restrictive, and there's more freedom at the correctional center. But unfortunately, at the correctional center, he'd be housed on a 23-1 status where he'd be locked up for 23 hours a day. So he had thought there would be more freedom at the correctional center, but in the end, it doesn't make much difference. So he elected to remain at the jail.
Meanwhile, a county away, developments in another case that has a connection to Young Dolph's murder. A grand jury in Tipton County indicted one of two suspects police say is responsible for a November 12, 2021 shooting of two women in Covington. Investigators say they found Trayon Ingram with the weapon connected to the shooting. They say a white Mercedes used in the shooting in Covington is the same car used in young Dolph's death. We learned early on a lot of people were in the car between the time it was carjacked last November from a gas station on Kirby Parkway to the November 12th Covington shooting and the November 17th shooting of young Dolph. Ingram is in a DeSoto County jail on unrelated charges. Johnson and Cornelia Smith will be back in court September 16th. In Memphis, Jeremy Pierre, Fox 13 News.
Okay, you guys. Now, when I saw that, I felt like that was extremely suspicious. Now we kind of did a live on that, but we didn't. I didn't really go in on that a whole lot of details or whatever, because we all talked about a lot of different things. But I wanted to talk about is straight drop running for something from something. Straight drop is back down there in lower level. And I know a lot of people saw where he had been moved, and some people who don't know anything about Memphis or the jail, they came over to my page and it was like, I told you Straight Drop was gonna get out because he ain't in the lower level no more, which was high profile custody down in the lower level that they only knew because I said it, a long time ago, which is cool. And they was like, well, he's not in high profile custody anymore. And I was like, well, because I know how classification works. That is the department that classify housing for the inmates that are in the jail. I said Straight Drop had to go to court that day. So classifications more than likely moved him to another area and changed his housing, which would automatically update on the website because the officer that was going to transport them was probably working in that area or in that area. So he had to be brought up and housed there and held there until they took him to court. And then he was going to go right back to lower level in high profile custody. And when I looked on the site today, he was right back down there, like I initially said, because I know. And um, so when I saw that, okay, and I was looking at that, I was like, okay, now Straight Drop is going to leave soon enough. You know, he's going to he's not, because the Shelby County Jail is really just a holding facility until you are sentenced. It's nothing permanent, you know, really. Especially if it's I think, yeah, it's nothing permanent. It's just a holding facility. Not unless you're going in for a few days. You go in, you do your time, and they let you back out, right? Or you do a few months and they let you back out, and that's it. But Straight Drop is going to be sentenced and sent to a prison. Okay. So when I saw that he was trying to move, I said, "Oh Lord, the mess has hit the fan. The mess has really hit the fan, y'all." Um, I feel, and nobody has told me this, I feel like he's running from something. Straight Drop has sat down there in that cell by himself. He's down there by himself. And all he has to do is think. Okay. And this is just me. All he has to do is think and look up against that wall or look up at that TV. Ain't nobody, it don't seem to me nobody has really come through for him. You don't see anybody in court, just like Auntie Fee said, and you don't see um I mean, Ganguly is a good attorney, but he is a court appointed attorney, so nobody went out of their way to try to get him a lawyer. Now, the rumor is that he was double crossed. I have no, as far as his money, I have no way of knowing that. I don't know if that's true. But what I do believe is true is if you go back and look at some of my videos from early on when I first started vlogging on this case, I was told by a reliable source, a credible source, that when Stray Drop started making phone calls, there were a lot of numbers that had been changed. I said that early on before it ever even got out that allegedly somebody stole his ran off with his money. I don't know if that's true or not, but you would think that, You know, if his boys was really down for him, like they said, they would have got him a lawyer. You know, it's not like I don't believe Straight Drop did not tell them to get him a lawyer because he was telling the judge that he had the money for a lawyer. Now that's what he was saying. So it seems to me he thought he was gonna get him a lawyer. I don't think that was a play because when you fighting for your life, you don't play like that. That's Russian roulette, right? So it seems to me since this young man has been indicted, the Mr. Trayon, is it? I want to call him Trayon Owens, but it's not Owens. I believe it's Ingram. Since Mr. Trayon has been indicted, Straight Drop wants to, you know, he wanna move on away, and I kind of find that weird because even though he's down there in that holding tank in high profile custody, it is for Straight Drop's own good, right? It is for his own good. It is really to protect him, and Straight Drop has been down there. He had no problems. He had never complained before, but now that Mr. Trayon Owens or Ingram has been indicted, he won't out of there because if it's some kind of way, even though Trayon is um, in Covington, which is about an hour and some change away from Memphis, a completely different jurisdiction and city and police department and county. Um, um, if they need to question him, MPD, if MPD needs to question him, and because it's the same car, you better know he coming to their jail. What's going to happen is it happens all day, every day. They're going to send transportation, or Covington Transportation is going to transport him to the Shelby County Jail. He does not have a choice. Okay? They're going to transport him and they're going to house him for about 72 hours in the Shelby County Jail. And it's probably going to be somewhere down there in high profile custody. I ain't telling you what they told me. I'm telling you what I know. Okay? And he's going to sit there, and then MPD is going to come and get him. Now whether he talks to MPD or not, I'm not going to sit here and cap. I don't know what he's going to say. But I'm telling you what's going to happen, and Straight Drop knows that he's coming more than likely. Okay. Now, if he says, I plead the fifth, I don't want to talk, I want my lawyer, what they're going to do is send him right on back down to that cell and hold him until Covington comes back to get him or Memphis take him back. Okay. To Covington. But he's going to, when they want to question him, they're going to hold him right down in that cell. Okay. And he's more than likely high profile custody. And so I believe that Straight Drop is running from that. Not only is he running from that, y'all, the stuff is getting ready to hit the fan. It won't be anything new to the people that are in the case that know. I mean that, you talking about like Young Dolph's family, Young Dolph's artists and stuff like that. These people are not new. I mean, they know just about what's going on in this case. Okay? That's why you don't really see them saying a whole lot because the investigators kind of talk with the family anyways to keep them abreast of what's going on. I think I said that before. Okay. But I think Straight Drop has gone into survival mode. I think he has gone into survival mode and he sees that nobody gives a damn about him. When they say allegedly he had on his Instagram right before, Young Dolph was taken out, paid hitman, and then he took it down, and changed it to rapper. The rumor is he was signed to and you don't hear a lot of people talk about that. They say he was signed to a management company. Okay. Allegedly, he was signed to Big Juke's management company. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's allegedly. That's word on the street. That's word on the Memphis streets, that kind of hit the YouTube street that I kind of ran up on. because I ain't really out in the Memphis streets, so it's out on the Memphis streets, and it hit the YouTube streets. You know what they say, streets, and I kind of read up on it. So I have to say allegedly, but allegedly he was. That's allegedly now. I have not been able to verify that, but allegedly he was up on he was on that label or something. I didn't know Big Jook had a label. I don't know if it was a label or a management company, so I would have to say allegedly because we don't know if that's true. But you know, now I want to shift a little bit on this because I know a lot of people, they kind of get mad at me when I shift a little bit and my maternal instincts kind of kick in, even though what he did was wrong. We know what he did was dead wrong. He has to pay for that. He has to pay for that, what he did to the fullest, because they did the worst thing that they could have ever done. They stood outside of that store and shot that young man down like he was a dog, and it all for nothing. Because when you get through, young Dolph just walked into a cookie shop. He was not a threat to their person, so they took him out for nothing. It was wrong on so many levels. But looking at Straight Drop, you could tell that reality is starting to kick in, and you can see, and even though he has aged, he's about 23 or 24. He's about 24. He looks like he has aged about 30 years, and or 20 years, or you could tell the worry has hit him, and reality has started to set in that I did a crash dummy thing, and I let a bunch of Negroes who don't give a damn about me send me out. Okay. And now I'm faced with having to deal with this. And nobody really cares about me because anytime somebody can say, if you go do this for me, you commit this crash dummy act, and I will take care of your family if you get caught, and they won't have to worry about anything. What you need to do is knock the hell out of them. Now I'm just being real. You need to get that. You need to ball your damn fist up and give that MF a strong right hook. Nigga, you think I'm gonna mess my life up for some money? What good am I to my damn daughter, and I'm in jail and I can't raise her? Who you expect gonna raise her? You? Because a lot of times they be wanting your girls, your women anyways. Okay, the reason why they choose certain ones to go out on these crash dummy missions. Okay, oftentimes that's what it is. Okay, so that's why I say a lot of these young men have to be extremely careful. But with Straight Drop, you can tell that you could see. I seen it the whole time. The fright, the fear, especially after that first time. He hadn't really detoxed when he went in there that first time, and he thought that whoever was on the internet posting talking about my young nigga go to jail, I'm gonna get him out, all that, you know all of that, you know when that he realized that that was all an illusion, and reality started to kick in. His eyebrows has not gone down. He's been devastated ever since. Okay. And so now it's really getting real because I feel, and nobody has told me this, that he is in survival mode, and Drop is dropping. He dropping names. He dropping those names that probably would not have normally been dropped. Because I believe Cornelius been talking, telling what he knew. Okay. But I think he's dropping those ones, some of those people's names that would not have, who thought that they would go unscathed, right? That's why the young man kept the gun. They had accepted that Straight Drop was just going to take, um, and Cornelius was just going to take the fall by themselves, right? Well, they knew Cornelius when, that's why they went on and got him a lawyer. Okay. They hurry up and got him a high price lawyer. But I think they felt like Straight Drop was the crash dummy, and they was just gonna let him sail on up the river, even though they got Cornelius a lawyer. it's not gonna help nothing. It's just to keep his mouth closed, to give him the illusion that they want to help him. Because if they had cared anything about him, they never would have offered him money to go kill Dolph. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real, okay? And so with straight drop running, that's how you know that he's not as grown as he thought he was. It's easy to play like you're a certain way when you got a gun in your hand and you're destroying the community, your people in your community, and you just doing crash dummy stuff. But then when you actually behind those four walls and those people getting ready to really sentence you to death, reality starts to kick in. You done detoxed, and the people that was gassing you up, saying you a fool, you'll drop somebody real quick. They trying to stay as far away from you as they can, and then they also dropping names. Some of these people that ain't been indicted yet, it's because you know um I ain't talking about everybody. I'm just talking about some of the little crash dummies that was around him. It's probably because they probably cooperating some, okay? Especially if they had minimum to do with it. If they had minimum to do with it, and these people got proof that they at least had something to do with it, they're not going to go to jail. They're not going to say, I'm going to keep it real, especially if they had the least to do with it. They probably was sitting at the table, or they knew about it. They knew the day that was going to happen. Why would they go to jail if they knew about it, and the only thing they did was just not do anything about it, but they didn't pull the trigger. They didn't help to plan it. They just sat at the table. They gonna let them folks know, wait a minute, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Yeah, you got this and this on me, but I ain't had nothing to do with it. I was there. And they gonna start dropping names. That's how it normally goes. Okay. So, like I said, that's why I know, that situation was straight drop. And I'm not sure. That's why I say it seems really weird. Because he's going to leave that facility soon enough when this case is over. Because, I told y'all it was in the atmosphere a couple months ago that they was probably going to plead out. And when I said that, the person that told me, I don't really think it's going to go to trial. That was before those 800 pages came out. They said, and I said this, if they didn't delete those videos, because they try to delete certain videos, but they backed up, and Google and be putting back up too. That they said, I told y'all, I said it's in the atmosphere that they think that those young men are gonna plead out. And everybody was saying, well, no, I don't believe that. I said, well, that is what is in the atmosphere. And I didn't say anything else about it, but it was based on the conversation that I had with that person. It was because of the evidence that they had on them. But I didn't say it. I just kept saying it's in the atmosphere that they don't think that they're going to go to trial. Okay. All right. And you see, whatever was in those 800 pages and counting, it has kind of knocked the attorneys right off of their feet. But they good attorneys. I'm sure they'll regroup, you know. But like I said, it seems that Straight Drop is trying to run, um, from something. He knows that jail is probably getting ready to be like um the jail. It's getting ready to be the Jailhouse Rock. You know, sometimes it's really good to see old let me see, old friends and things of that nature, when they come and visit. But in Straight Drop's case, and I think he's getting ready to see a whole lot of his old friends come through that jail. But I just don't think under his circumstances he's gonna be that happy. So I think he's trying to get away before they any more visits. There are any more visits in the jail with people that are familiar, okay, that he's familiar with. So I think he's trying to get away. But um, even when that happens, if he go out to the correction center, they coming out there, and it's going to be, if they want to get him, it's going to be worse at that correction center, because it'll be easier for them to get him. Okay, because when they leave there, they're going over to that correction center. Now, straight drop has got to go do some finish out his federal time, right? So, that's how you know that he has a desperation to get away. And whatever is getting ready to happen, it is getting ready to happen really, really soon. Okay, because he does not want to be faced with it. He don't want to be faced with it. But those are the consequences. But he don't want to have to deal with what else is getting ready to come down there with him. Because the rumor is that he ain't the only one down there high profile custody anyways. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about that. Okay, but we just know it ain't Cornelius that's down there in that dungeon with him. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. So is straight drop running from something? My answer, and it's just strictly based on what I feel, is yes, I think so, because I think they get ready to do the Jailhouse Rock, meaning it's getting ready to be a whole milk truck. I won't say milk truck. I'll say um it's getting ready to be visits from quite a few of his friends that he's familiar with. And for some reason, I don't know, because I'm not in his mind. For some reason, he don't want to be at home when they get there. He want to already be done moved on out of town. He don't want to, visits, and catch up with old friends. So that's weird, especially since they were all kind of, some of them were running tight. That's just kind of weird. But we'll see, though. We'll see as the saga continues. But hey, I told y'all. I told y'all. It's just getting started. And I've been saying that. It's just getting started. But it's getting ready to get real, real good. Okay. All right, you guys. Please hit the like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and please share the video. I would appreciate that so much. Again, I want to thank my subscribers. I want to thank you all for your support. If you would like to support this channel, you can support it via Cash App. Also, if you would like to also, if you would like to support the channel, you can. There's a little heart up under the channel that says thanks that you can hit and support the channel. Again, I want to thank you all. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.